Hi everyone, we are all industrial placement students at GSK and we are going to be answering a few questions for you. So we're going to start off with some introductions. So I'm Molly, I'm a clinical programming placement student. I'm at the University of Leeds studying Maths of Finance, and for A-levels I took Maths, History, Psychology and Economics.
Hi, I'm Francesca. I'm a microbiology placement student. I study microbiology at the University of Nottingham, and for A-levels I did chemistry, biology and psychology.
Hi everyone, I'm Abby. I'm currently a placement student in the Biopharm Process Research Department, and I'm studying biomedical science at the University of Birmingham, and my A-levels were biology, chemistry, maths and psychology.
Hi everyone, I'm Natasha. I do genomic immunology at GSK. I go to Newcastle University to study biomed sciences, and the four A-levels that I took were biology, chemistry, psychology and geography.
Hi everyone, I'm an industrial placement student working within bioanalysis. My name's Marna and I'm studying biomedical science at Aston Uni, and for my A-levels I did chemistry, biology, business and maths.
Hi, I'm Thanos. I'm a computer science student at King's College London. I'm a clinical program at GSK, and for A-levels I did maths, chemistry and computer science.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm the downstream process IP. I do chemical engineering at Loughborough, and I took maths, physics and chemistry for A-levels.
Hi everyone, I'm Evie. I am in the Biopharm Discovery Department at GSK, and for my A-levels I took geography, chemistry and biology into the B.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm a micronizing engineer. I study chemical engineering at the University of Birmingham, and I took physics, chemistry, maths and further maths at A-level.
Okay, so our first question is, how did you begin your career?
Brilliant, thanks for that. I'll start off. So I first started working for Boots as a pharmacy advisor, and I actually really enjoyed that, starting to get to know like all the different medicines, which I actually really enjoyed. And then I went on to do work experience at Weybridge GSK, looking into oral hygiene and dental care. I found that wasn't really for me. So when I joined at university, I studied a module which was genetics, and I found that I really enjoyed that. So I found this placement, genomic immunology, and this is where I am now.
Yeah, so as I said, I studied biomedical science, which sort of like introduced me to the field. And a placement year isn't actually part of my course, so I've actually decided to take a year out of my studies to pursue this, as I thought it was a really good opportunity to sort of gain some insight into the field and see if it was something that I wanted to do as a career in the future. So for me, after I finished my A-levels, I knew I wanted to study biomed at uni. I really liked the sciences. I had a gap year and I did a bit of work experience. I managed to get some lab work experience as well, and I just did some volunteering and just a normal job as well, just to help me kind of prep for uni. And then I just solely applied for the bioanalysis placement because I really wanted to get some kind of lab pharma company experience and see how I kind of like the feel of it.
So I went to study biotechnology at uni, and then in first year you're mixed with a lot of other bioscience studies, so you get to know a lot of other courses that are available to you that I never even knew were an option. So after first year I found I really preferred the microbiology side of science, so I switched to do microbiology and started as a microbiology student, continuing in second year. And then I applied for GSK to try and get some lab experience.
Okay, so our next question is the job what you expected and were there any surprises? So for me, my actual role title is trainee statistical programmer / analyst. So I didn't quite realise how heavily programming my role would actually be. So that came as a bit of a surprise, but I mean, it's definitely a good one because it means, you know, I've now gained that as a skill that I'm confident in, whereas I'm sure if it was a bit more split, I wouldn't be as confident in programming, you know, as I am now. And on top of that as well, I was surprised at how many opportunities there were aside of just your, you know, your normal job. So, for example, STEM activities like this, the opportunity to get involved in or organise charity work, and also if you were interested in a different part of the business, say I was interested in marketing or something, there's always loads of talks, calls, training courses on basically anything within the business. So yeah, you can always find out more about whatever you're interested in, really. So yeah, a few surprises, but definitely all good ones.
So when I was applying for my placement year at Loughborough, I applied for a number of different roles, but especially wanted lab work, which is why I went for GSK. I didn't expect how much lab work I was going to get, which is really great because I've been able to bridge a lot of gaps from GCSE to A level all the way up to university level. It's been really great. The biggest surprise was how hands-on it was, as I expected not to be able to go in during the pandemic. However, it's been really great being able to participate in all the reactions and experiments that I've been able to do.
I think what's been interesting for me is as a chemical engineer, I was quite open in the role that I wanted, and I just sort of wanted to see what I could do at a manufacturing site. And then the role I've been given is quite heavily mechanical, with some chemical elements, so the technical aspect's not quite there, and that was quite a big surprise and a shock. But I think what I learned from that is you learn a degree at uni, and then the skills that you learn, that's what you take into the real world. Some of the technical aspects companies will teach you because they're so private about it and it's so specific to their process. And so you just have to embrace those changes. And having been in the engineering at the manufacturing sites, I've been able to participate in loads of outreach activities with local schools for STEM engineers. So it's been quite nice and rewarding that way. So it's been a challenge, but even though you don't have the technical aspects from your degree, you can still get involved with a lot of different processes.
Yeah, fab. So our next question, it's actually two questions. Why do you do it and do you like what you do?
Yeah, so I love what I do. I like being able to learn new things constantly. So school and uni mainly prepare you with the foundations for like STEM knowledge. But even at uni and now in my job, like every day, I'm learning and developing new skills. I've always enjoyed a more practical based work environment rather than an office. So I like being in the lab every day, which is what I'm doing now. You get the chance to do more lab work when you go to university, and I found that I did really enjoy it. And I like being able to have freedom in what I choose to do, like the experiments and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it as well. I find it really relates to my biochemistry degree, so it's great to kind of put what you've learned in lectures actually into practice, so you feel like you're using your degree. And I also really like the problem solving aspects of it, so I really enjoy problem solving, and there's lots of opportunity to do that. Also, everyone is just really friendly as well, and the work environment's really nice. But yeah, that's why I enjoy it.
Yeah, same here. So I enjoy it as well. It's got I'm a clinical programmer, so it's a lot of programming, which involves problem solving, which is stuff I like to do, and also it's got teamwork in it, so people can learn from me and I can learn from people as well. So yeah, I like it because it's teamwork, communication, problem solving skills, and it's also linked to technology and medicine, which are things I have interest in. So yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So our next question is, have you experienced any difficulties or adversities? So like I mentioned earlier, I hadn't done any programming really before this role. So at the start, it was very tricky because, you know, I was starting from a blank sheet basically. But there was so much training, and obviously everyone's here to help you. So, you know, quickly overcame that. And then also, obviously, I'm sure we're all the same, working virtually from home. It's definitely been difficult. You know, I'm sure everyone's sick of being in the same four walls all the time, no matter what they're doing at the minute. But what I sort of found tricky was sort of plucking up the courage to ask questions. Because if you're in the office, I'm sure you could just walk past someone and see if they're really busy. If they look really busy, you know, no, okay, I'll come back in 5 minutes. Or often they're, you know, I'm sure they'd be doing stuff and you can ask them questions whilst they're just doing something. Whereas virtually, you know, you've got to send them a message and then they send one back. And obviously it's a lot of back and forth, because I'm sure then you have questions then to their answers, you know, follow-up questions, or you have to set up a call and, you know, they can't be doing something else when they're on that call, you know, it's just one-on-one with you, and taking up a lot of their time. So yeah, I was a bit apprehensive about doing that at first, you know, basically bugging people. But, you know, my manager, my buddy, and everyone that was there to help, you know, reassured me, ask as many questions as you need. And I definitely did. You know, they were getting messages left, right, and centre from me. But yeah, so that, yeah, managed to overcome that as well.
For me, it was quite hard knowing which placement to apply for GSK, because there were such specific job roles. But what I'd suggest is just really read around the topics and stick to what you love. If there's something in the job description that sounds like it's not like you, don't go for it. There's so many job roles out there that you can apply to that will suit you. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, we had to adjust to working from home, and that kind of virtual experience as well. But your team are always there for you to kind of give you support and ask questions, as you said. And for me as well, my original placement was going to be slightly more biology orientated, but then due to kind of the pandemic and everything, my role had to get changed. So I was going into a more chemistry role, and I think initially I was a little bit apprehensive. I knew there was a lot of data analysis, a lot of chemistry-based work, but then when I got onto site and I got into the lab and I realised how friendly and supportive my team were, I kind of felt like I was slowly but surely building up the skills I needed to do well in the job. And really all I just had to do was just ask questions and put yourself out there. And initially it might seem a bit daunting, but then you actually realise that the people that work with you really like it. When you kind of put yourself forward and you ask questions, it just makes you look like you're engaged and you're just really excited about the role. So apart from that, it's all been good, really.
I definitely agree with what the girls have said there. I think for me, one of the big challenges was maybe some of the electrical engineering and mechanical aspects that aren't really related to what I've done. But you just need to reach out to people. It was difficult for me finding the right people to ask. I think sometimes it felt like I was going in circles. But once you make those first connections and you send out those emails and you message people, when you next have a problem, you kind of know who to go to, and you've got that network of support around you. And they're all aware when you start that you're new, and they're investing their time in you, because at the end of it, 3 months in, you'll be sort of flying through projects, you'll be able to run and be independent, and that's when they'll like be able to give you something that can really grow with you. And they're aware that there's a training period, and they're all really supportive of it.
Yeah, definitely. So our final question is, do you have any advice?
Yeah, I'd say my main piece of advice is just to take every opportunity you can, really. You know, there's lots of like development opportunities out there, and especially at GSK as well, just kind of grab any opportunity you can. And in terms of A levels or GCSEs, just kind of pick subjects that you enjoy as well, because you're more likely to have success if you enjoy it.
Yeah, I would say if you're considering like a career in the science or STEM field, then just go for it. Like you can do anything you put your mind to. And if you told me 2 years ago that I'd be working at GSK for a year, like I wouldn't have believed you. So if I can do it, you can do it. Just put your all into it and just go for it.
Yeah, one thing that I would say is also don't be afraid to make mistakes, be that in your course, in your placement. And the most important thing is to really learn from that. And like Molly said, reach out to people to ensure your personal development is just really, you've taken a grip of that and just explored all the aspects that you can.
I'd definitely say my biggest piece of advice is just to get stuck into everything you can, whether it's from traveling to joining a sports team or joining a local academic group. It's definitely the best thing you can do. You meet so many different people, like-minded people, and they'll always help you. The more people you know, the more people you're going to have to ask for help, and that's the best thing you can do.
Same here. So just keep working hard and just take all the opportunities you get that comes your way, and just be open to learn. I think that's one skill that's good. So yeah.
Okay, so that was all of our questions. We hope this has been useful, and thank you for watching.